Joining us now is Winton Mayor Cathy White. Cathy, thank you so much for joining us today. What impact does the Vision Splendid Outback Film Festival have on the Winton community?
Yeah, hello Luke, thank you very much for having me on. The Vision Splendid Film Festival is important to Winton on many levels. One is like tourism is actually our second pillar for our economic. So we've got ag and then tourism underneath it. It's growing every year. So festivals like the film festival come out here and boost the economy for these little outback towns. And it's not just all about Winton, it's actually also about the regions. So yeah, it's terribly important, and also too it brings culture out into our regions. So it's just wonderful on every level.
What does the boost do for local businesses?
Oh look, it's a flow-on effect. So like I said, it's not just about Winton, it's about our whole regions. So every person that comes and stays here, they fuel up a car, or they'll get a flight out here, they'll go and have a coffee, they'll have breakfasts, they'll go to motels, caravan parks. It's spread, the love is spread through the whole community. So it's I think it's tenfold the economic benefit that comes back to Winton with this festival.
As a town with such deep-rooted history, how does hosting a film festival resonate with the Outback community?
I just got goosebumps when you said that, because Banjo Patterson, when he wrote Waltzing Matilda, you just think, he must have had a really deep connection there, because it is a Vision Splendid. He must have just seen that, like we see it now in its beauty, but he saw that right back then. And we are a town of storytellers, and we just celebrated our 150 years last year of European settlement in our community. So, we've been a storyteller for many years, and that came out really strongly there last year with our book that was put out by John Elliott there, More Than Just a Country Town, and it was all the stories that have come from this community. So yeah, I think it's just marvellous. Yeah.
As Australia's only Outback Film Festival, how do you go about preparing the towns for the festival?
I think, we've been really lucky over the years. It's been a strong connection, and it's grown every year. It's in the 13th year now, the festival. So it started off actually just a thought of why don't we bring films to the Outback, and so that's been a development. And also with Griffith University, with the students coming out here, they're just like part of our DNA now. Having the students come out here, they fit into our community, so that's wonderful. But it's a real team effort. Like, we've got people on our council that actually work with our economic development officer there, works with also our people with our comms, and there's a team with our CEO and our councillors. We all get together and actually work out how this is going to work together.
With the festival's continued success for over 13 years now, is there any plans to lock in the festival on a contract basis?
Yes, so council has actually just signed up for another 3 years, and we deliberately went down that road because we know that to get out funding, not just councils, this is other funding that Queensland government put into, and also private, but it shows a commitment from our community. So we put 3 years up there, and that gives a surety that we're backing this film festival for at least another 3 years, and I hope it's indefinitely.
Well, Cathy, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you, Luke.
Next up on the program, we spoke exclusively with Griffith University Animation Director Dr. Peter Moyes and Griffith University Master's student Michael Toomey. The students have now completed their film pitches and are now in pre-production phase. Take a listen. Why is it so useful for students to come to Winton and experience filmmaking in the Outback firsthand?
Good question. It's students get a kick out of coming to a new place, a place that's, for the want of a better word, foreign to city dwellers, to take them out of their comfort zone, take them away from the screens that they spend so much time on. Most of our students, of course, are coming from either Brisbane or internationally, to get students to experience how Winton represents a large part of Australia, and to come up with ideas that respond to the environment, to the local community.
For the students who are in Winton, what are the different areas of study across the cohort?
The students in Winton come from the Bachelor of Film and Screen Media, the Bachelor of Animation, the Masters of Cinematic Arts, and also musical students from the Conservatorium.
In a town with such deep-rooted history, how do your students navigate this to ensure this is acknowledged in their documentaries?
Our objective is to show the students what that history comprises, a little over 150 years of the Winton Township, and then of course for thousands of years prior to that, the Koa mob. Sometimes we've been able to engage with the First Nations people from this area. Sadly, they were all displaced in the history that we're more and more aware of. There are First Nations people living here but not from this country. We do engage with them because they're living First Nations experience daily here. So it's about kind of exposing students to those perspectives. How the students acknowledge that is kind of up to them. The students are usually really good in terms of not crossing any lines. These next generations are very sensitive to those cultural sensibilities.
What do you hope students take away from this experience and are able to reflect on once they head back home?
An understanding or appreciation that Australia is much more than that little green band along the coast. You know, we have a very vibrant community out here that is very open to all things new and exciting. A big part of the learning for the students out here is the fact that they're working on projects inside of 2 weeks. The first week is really just becoming familiar with the country. The second week is production. Students feel a whole lot more confident about their filmmaking and what they can do as a team. You're going to be working hard on your ideas.
What is the storyline of your documentary and what are you trying to tell?
So the storyline of our documentary is called Brisbane Winton. We're looking at doing a comparison between the fast pace of Brisbane and the slower pace of Winton, trying to keep a neutral story. So we shot before we came, so we're going to use different filming techniques, different motifs for both Brisbane and Winton. For example, time lapses, faster pace for Brisbane, close-ups, and then the opposite for Winton, some wider shots, some slower, more still framing.
So you live in Brisbane and now you've come to Winton. What are your initial thoughts so far?
It's a funny experience coming to the Outback. It's iconic to the country and you almost feel it's a part of you, but then I've never been before. It's different to what I thought it would be, but only because now it feels real. But yeah, obviously a lot slower lifestyle here, but everyone seems happy and friendly.
In terms of your documentary, why did you choose to tell this specific story?
I think we were inspired originally by a film, I forget the name of it, trying to show city life and how busy it can be. And we just thought that would be an interesting concept to compare the two, as they're so contrasted in the lifestyles.
What do you want people to take away from your documentary?
I'm hoping that we can keep it somewhat neutral so that each person will have a different experience based on their lifestyle, whether they're from Winton, whether they're from Brisbane.
After speaking to a range of people in town today, the excitement is certainly brewing around the Red Dog 2 Blue filming, as it is the 10th anniversary screening. The film won the Young People Jury Award at the Kids International Film Festival in 2017, followed closely by the Grand Prize for Narrative Feature at the Heartland International Festival. Here is a short trailer.
When I was a boy, I was sent way out west to stay with my grandpa.
Come on.
Are there any crocodiles?
Not many.
They can eat you.
Yes.
And the worst snake is a death adder.
Yes.
What happens if you get bitten?
You die.
It was lonely without any friends.
What's the matter?
It's my birthday. I was thinking my mum would call.
She didn't.
I'm gonna call you Blue. Blue, you're red. You're red. I think we're gonna be best mates.
Coming up on the program, we speak with Winton local and tourism volunteer Mary Pearce, followed closely by Outback Film Festival director Dr. Dolgopolov.